Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, Jake of the OneManBand is back again. Welcome back to another RWBY Volume 5 review. This time we're taking a look at Chapter 7. Now when I actually sat down to take notes for this review, I actually found that there really wasn't much to be said about this video, about this episode. Stuff happened, of course, but for the most part, in the whole grand scheme of things, not that much big happened that we can analyze, break down, or really talk about in depth. So, we're still going to go through this episode, but I'm guessing it's going to be a really short video for me. Alrighty, so the episode starts off with what remains of Team RWBY and what remains of Team Juniper finally gathering together once again. And need I remind you that the remainders of Team RWBY does not include Blake. She's still over in Menagerie for right now. But for now, we have 6 of our main characters finally back together. And they're finally starting to converse with one another. They're talking about all that they have gone through in the time that they have been separated. Team Ranger talks about how they had to take on the big Horseman Grimm in the ruins of Kuroyuri, and how Jean was super strong, RWBY whittled it down, and Ren kinda lost his temper while fighting it. Weiss explains to the crew that now she has the ability to summon, and it caused her a bit of trouble when she was trapped in her own household. And she demonstrates that she can freely use this power, not only being able to summon her Grim Knight, but also the Borbatusk that she summoned at the dinner party to which she was referring, and gives Nora a good scare. And Yang, of course, shows off her new robo arm. Now, RWBY is immediately in love. I mean, this arm is now technically just another weapon, and we all know how much RWBY loves those. However, Nora is suspicious, asking if this arm is just as strong as the original. And so, Yang and Nora get into an arm wrestling match. And, to be honest, this was probably the funniest part of the episode, to see these two go at it. They're probably the two strongest members of both Team RWBY and Team Juniper, and having them arm wrestle to see who is still the strongest is actually quite funny. However, I think it would have been better if this had maybe been in context. What if Yang and Nora had an ongoing arm wrestling competition going on, and they did so back at Beacon, and now they're having like a rematch after so much time? I remember that Murderer Birds sent out a tweet poll that asked everyone, who do you think would win in an arm wrestling match if Yang had her original arm and neither of them didn't use their semblance? And it was between Yang and Nora. I honestly believe that Nora would win. I think Nora is naturally stronger. And in this case, it does seem that she does win the arm wrestling fight. However, it seems that Yang also has the ability to detach her arm almost as a sort of rocket punch arm. Like, it can detach, fly, and punch someone in the face at a distance. Of course, that would leave Yang armless, but I mean, it made for good comedic timing, and I guess we will only wait and see if she could actually use this ability in combat. We also get some more Sage Ren time, where he talks about how everyone has grown so much during this time. They're not the same people that they were at Beacon. It shows that pretty much that reflection was to reflect that everyone here at this table has grown as a character and has had good character growth, which I absolutely love. You know, so many people, me included, have talked about how, like, the characters just don't change, they don't grow, nothing ever happens, or they regress in character instead of grow in character. And I think that this was a good sort of reflection onto, look how far these characters have come. And I almost feel that this moment was sort of a nod to Monty, if you will. As in, Monty, if you're watching up there, look how far your characters have come. They've come this far and they've grown so much. And especially because it's being told by Ren, that's kind of what I get out of it. Not only is it saying that in the show these characters have grown, but it's also sort of like a nod to Monty saying, look how far they've come. So, as RWBY says, Ren apparently gets really deep when he decides to talk. Yet, the happy fun times come to an end when Crow and Oscar enter the party, and, well, we have this talk again. It seems that this information of the Maidens, Salem, Magic, and Ozpin's situation has almost been told too many times now. I mean, Crow had to tell Team Ranger in Volume 4, he had to bring them up to speed when Oscar came into the fray, and now and Raven told Weiss and Yang about this, and now they've been retold it. I know it happened off screen, but it just feels like they're rehashing information way too much. But hopefully this will be the last time it needs to be told, at least for a while, until Blake and Sun come back into the picture and are part of the main crew again. Yet this part of the episode does hold a few new key pieces of information that we have yet to learn. It appears that Ozpin's ability to reincarnate is the catalyst that has allowed him a small portion of magical power. And when everyone learns of this, Jean makes a negative comment, and this actually shows that Jean still holds some resentment towards Ozpin, towards Crow, towards these authority figures for the way that they, I guess, played the students, and I still don't understand it. It's like, dude, circumstances. You gotta think of the circumstances. I know Pirate died! But let's get over it, dude. Speaking of getting mad, Yang then proceeds to get angry at Ozpin for what he did to Raven and Crow, giving them the ability to turn into birds. She gets mad at him because, I don't know? Again, it almost seems like they're trying to make this whole concept of, oh, he gave them this magical ability to turn into birds. What a monster! It's like they're bumping it up to such gratuitous proportions again. And I just still don't understand it. Why is Yang... I don't understand why Yang is really mad at Ozpin for doing it. She isn't really mad at him keeping the secret. She's mad at him because he did what he did. And Crow answers with, look, we chose this. Crow and Raven chose to be given this power. And even though I think it's even more terrible that Raven then abandoned her duty as being the eyes and ears for Ozpin in this grand battle against Salem. I find that far more bad or negative than Ozpin giving them this power in the first place. However, though, it seems that Ozpin can't ruin any more lives with his magical powers for much longer. He says that his powers are dwindling and that he has a very limited amount, and he had already given up a vast proportion of his power to 4 young maidens long ago. So it is here that we get the confirmation of all of the theories and all of the predictions that we cast way back when we said that Ozpin and the wizard who bestowed the magical powers onto the 4 maidens was the same person. And this is now correct. It is now stated in the show itself that this is indeed the case. So, not only is Ozpin, and now Oscar, he was formerly the King of Vale and the Wizard. I can only imagine how many more incarnations he's had over the years and what they did for the world. And with Ozpin now finally laying almost everything on the table and telling everyone the situation, he once again gives people a choice. They can continue on with the fight like he is, or they can just opt out and go their separate ways. And, well, nobody objects. But it seems Yang is about to, but then she just proceeds to say, whatever RWBY wants to do, that's what I'll do. And while I can give her sister merit for being, you know, a good sister, standing by her sister and all that. It just doesn't feel right to me that someone, like, this is a big thing, you know, taking on evil with magic that control the Grimm. It's a big thing. Something of a decision that you would probably have to make for yourself. Not, I'm just doing this because my sister is sticking around. Again, I admire Yang's loyalty to her sister. Maybe she's trying to make up for the lost time that happened during Volume 4, but I just feel like Yang should be in this fight of her own accord, not out of some form of obligation to RWBY. It just feels like a very weak character moment for Yang. Maybe you guys think differently. Maybe you guys see something that I don't. If you guys see something that I don't, leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear your guys' opinion on this. And for the most part, that's pretty much it with this episode. At least with our main characters. The episode ends on probably one of the greater notes. It ends with, well, Cinder finally arriving in Mistral at the bandit tribe, at Raven's bandit tribe. And she's brought some friends. Emerald, Mercury, and even Watts have accompanied her. And it looks like they're ready for action and ready to kick some major butt. I don't believe Toothless Hooligan is gonna get out of this one. Poor Toothless Hooligan. He had so much to live for. And now the only question is the next episode going to start off with a big battle going on at the bandit camp? Is Raven gonna fight Cinder? Or is Veril gonna fight Cinder while Raven is taking on maybe Emerald and Mercury at the same time? Is Watts going to fight? Or is he simply just going to observe? We don't even know if Watts is a fighter. So, I mean, I would be real excited to see if Watts fights and how he fights. I think it would probably be very sophisticated, and maybe he uses hidden weaponry, like on his person, rather than fisticuffs or an actual visible weapon. All I'm hoping for is, it seems that the mid-season lull of just information dumping is over. And the next episode, we're going to be getting back into the hardcore action before we're going to get another shorter information dump and then the big grand finale. I'm severely hoping that in the next episode, we go back to the bandit camp and maybe Raven will open a portal, throw Vernal through and herself through, and then she'll have to talk to Crow and everyone about how Cinder came and how, you know, all the other bandits are dead and they're looking for the Spring Maiden, and it's all gonna culminate on a giant attack on Haven where, you know, Blake and Sun are gonna finally meet up with them, and all the good guys are gonna be back together to defend the Spring Maiden and the Relic, and Raven's gonna be there fighting with Crow and with everyone else. More of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend type deal. Or maybe things will go differently. Maybe Raven will actually willingly give up Vernal to save her own people, just to survive. She already thinks that Salem cannot be beat. So now that Salem's errand boy and star pupil have come to her doorstep, is she really even gonna consider fighting, or is she just gonna give up? I guess we only have until next episode to see. Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. Thanks for watching this episode review. Not really much to talk about at all, really. Honestly, I was kind of thinking of skipping this episode, but that really wouldn't be fair to you guys, so I hope that you enjoyed this video nonetheless. Maybe I helped open your eyes to something, but I still got plenty of cool videos gonna be coming out to you guys soon, so keep on the lookout for those. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and favorite if you did, subscribe if you feel inclined to, check out some other videos that I've done, links in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time I'm out there in YouTube land. Be a good person, tip your waitresses, keep moving forward. I'll see you guys next time. Yeah!